What's up, guys? It's Adam with Tabletop Vibes, and today we're taking a look at Computer Junkyard by Dream Egg Games, and I got my buddy Dominic here, and we had a blast playing this game.
The main goal of it is you want to build a retro computer from the motherboard to all the outer parts to fulfill the parts needed to run a game really well.
Yeah, exactly. And my buddy Dominic here is an IT guy, and he actually builds his own computers, well, a lot of times, actually, right?
Whether it be for work or my personal items, I've been building computers for years, and I don't plan to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, and so what's really cool about this game, so it's kind of like a polyomino game where you're getting tiles and then you're connecting those tiles as you were trying to actually build a real computer motherboard. I'm not as techie as Dominic is, but this game is a blast. So essentially, really quick, we'll just kind of go over the different phases, and then we'll talk about how we played. It plays up to four players. You can play at 2, you can play at 3, and we did play at all of those counts. We found that 4 is the best. It has a lot more player interaction. You add more tiles, and you have a bunch of different things you can do at 4 players. You can do them all at the other players' counts, but it is most fun with more people. That's gaming. So essentially what you do in this game, and the first thing is the action phase. So in the middle of the table, you'll have the junkyard. And that has a bunch of different computer components. Dominic, what kind of components does it have?
So there's a lot of graphics that make it easy for everybody to understand.
Yep.
But there's a PCIe slot, CD drive, graphics card, RAM, video, sound, everything you need to make a basic computer. And the first action phase, every person goes around, puts in 2 tiles, and then you can buy and sell up to 2 tiles.
Yes, which is really key. Dominic's really good at buying the tiles, and there's a cool hierarchy in the market. If there's no tile there, it's $12. You can sell it back for $12. If there's 1 tile there, you can sell it back for $8. And so you kind of want more tiles there at the right time, but then you want less tiles there to be able to sell back. You can't buy and sell the same piece on the same turn.
The fun part of the end of the action phase is you can either debug. If there's bug tiles you draw, you can put it on an opponent's board.
That's just, there is an element of hate drafting, take that, because these things are really cool, though. The bugs are really, really awesome. They did such a great job. They're like literally a bug, and it has the clicker,
little cursor icon
on it, and then there is bug spray.
Right. You can also steal from each other, too.
Yes.
Part of the action phase is when you buy a part, it goes in your workshop. And you can steal that from another opponent if it's something that you need for your computer, and maybe you don't want them to have.
Yeah, Dominic was doing that to me a bunch. When we played with everybody, there is that component, right? So you're going to buy on your turn, and then Dominic's going to go on his turn, and he's going to probably buy, maybe sell, or he holds off and keeps his money, because money in this game is really tight.
Oh, yeah.
And so Dominic then looks over at mine. He's like, it looks like there's some free parts on your workbench, because everybody hasn't built yet on the construction phase. And so he's like, I'm going to roll for that. So he rolls. If he gets a high enough, he steals my piece, but the happy aspect of this is for everybody who gets stolen, you do get a lock mechanism token to be put on yours to make it harder for the next time it happens. So everybody takes their turn in this exact same way. Add to the junkyard, buy or sell, debug or steal, and then we all go into the construction build phase. And it's simultaneous, which helps this game make it really cool. And there's also a timer.
Right. What's fun about the construction phase is there's a time limit. At the beginning, it might seem kind of arbitrary. You're like, why is this here?
Right.
But as time goes on, especially deep into the game, you might be pretty close to the end, and you're trying to put a part in, and you realize you got to basically rebuild the whole computer.
Yeah, this dude was crushing it. And then we literally get down to the end, and he was like, I have to redo my entire motherboard of my computer. And like at first, like he was saying, the time you're like, we don't pass, the time is good, let's move. And then at the end, so if you can't connect all your pieces back, they then go to the workbench, which then makes it easier to steal. And then you have to wait to the next construction build phase to put it back on. So there's that. So you don't want that. You can also steal pieces in the computer, on the motherboard. It's just a harder roll. I think it's a 5 to get there without having someone have lock tokens. You can also, if you roll an 8 to debug, you can give it to your opponent, which we were doing. That was fun. If you roll a 6, it just gets out of the game. So there's like a lot of the strategy in the game. I would say though is a lot of money management for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Did you say?
Right, it's a lot of money management, and it kind of plays on what it's like if you're trying to build a computer on a budget in real life too.
Yeah, talk about that. Yeah.
From when I was building computers, sometimes parts are hard to come by, or there's an abundance of them. So you might buy one when it's cheaper, then sell it when it's higher, just so you can get the part that you really need. And that's really mirrored in this game quite well.
Yeah, it is for sure. And so like you have all these pieces out there. The more the game goes on, the more inventory and junk is in the junkyard to be able to purchase, which then helps with cost. And then there's kind of like a hidden underlying, like you want to buy parts, but you want to buy a part that you can sell back at a higher rate, but then buy some lower grade parts to put on because you need to build your entire computer. That's the biggest thing. And they have this really cool card, which we'll show closer up on the screen. It literally lays, for all of us non-people who don't build computers, this will break it down for you to give you what every piece is and where they go, because you can't have certain pieces extending out if you don't have the right pieces around the...
Right, you can't put a speaker right onto the motherboard.
Exactly. See, there you go. So you have to have them in the right color, and that's a really cool thing they did as well. They colored each of the tiles so you know where they go and where they connect to. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's very intuitive for anybody who's maybe has no experience with computers to those who has a lot of experience with computers. It's very friendly to everybody.
This guy's like, hand me the ROM, and I'm like looking at the sheet as quick as I can. I'm like, it's this color. Okay, pass it over. And then you also have the third round of the game, which is called Verified.
So there's a sysadmin, which is one that controls the timer. He will go around and verify everybody has built the computer correctly. For us, it was me.
Yeah, which made sense because he knows what he's doing.
But it's just there to verify everybody's got their parts right. And if it's not right, it goes back to the workshop, which is much easier to steal from.
So then at the end of the game, if you have completed your computer as in entirety with all of the pieces that it shows, and if multiple people have done that, then it goes to sub-level where there's splitters in the game. So if you have splitters inside your computer, you're going to get dinged for that. Obviously, you do not want bugs in your computer. That is never good. And then once you go down those hierarchies of like figuring out who has extra stuff in the computer that doesn't match, then those people will either win or lose. And then everybody is dealt at the beginning of the game, which we forgot to talk about, is the software that you're going to be trying to create, which has like a little bit of a pattern that you're going to follow, or items that you want to buy that are in the junkyard that you need to collect specifically for this game. And then at the end, you create some game that is like...
It's usually like a parody
like a retro
of
parody game. Yeah, 100%. So it's a lot of fun. And you have to have the CD-ROM, which I love.
Yeah, in order to declare you win the game, it has to be during the build phase. And at any point, anybody can declare install. And that means that they're ready to put the software into the computer. And
so if you do that, then you have built the best computer junkyard that is around. And it is a blast. So yeah, this is a prototype, everything you're going to see. It looks really nice. They're also going to be making some improvements. It's not done yet. And so I'm just excited to see what they have coming up with it. But there also might be some mini expansions, I heard.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just a really fun game. I don't feel like I've seen this kind of type of game out there that much, like building a computer aspect. Like you have a couple games out there that like have like phones and stuff like that, but there's not really one that build a computer. And then the retro vibe, like I'm going to go to the junkyard and I'm gonna build my computer from scratch, which I haven't done, but Dominic has. So yeah,
right. It's really cool, and like on the box it says it's the best computer game that's played not on a computer, and I really like that type of idea.
That was a great like slogan, like line for it. So I really liked that and enjoyed that. So it's a lot of fun. It's a blast. It's coming to Kickstarter really soon, so you're not going to want to miss it. Be able to go build your computer, relive those, I guess, glory days, or maybe you currently always do it already. And so it's a blast. We really like it. So like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know.
What's your favorite computer game that you played in the last few years?
What's your computer game that you've played in the last few years, or favorite computer retro game?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I like Dig Dug.
Dig Dug?
Yeah.
I'm honestly a big fan of the classic Pac-Man.
Oh, that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I like Dig Dug because you got to dig down and then you like blow up the monster, like the little guys.
Waka, waka, waka.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's like I think that was version 3.1 Mac PC.
Oh, that's old, yeah.
Yeah, that's how old I am. And so, yeah, or Road Rash. That was a good time. Anyways, we're Tabletop Vibes. This is Computer Junkyard. Thanks for watching.